My name is Isa Carrillo. I was studying arts in Guadalajara, in the main university of the city. My practice has to do with hidden and ancient cultures and also knowledge. I have been doing practice of numerology, chiromancy, also studying graphology. I have been like 3 years studying for being an astrologer and many other things I like very much. And since I was a kid, I was very interested in this invisible energy that we can feel around, and I was very fond to discover behind the people. I normally think that there is no difference between my studies and practice with these mancies or mancias or just this kind of things that I do. And the art, I think the art is the last part in the matter that it's just like a touch of these other things that are more important to me, that have to do with reading people as in a web. Since 2006, I began to learn. I was self-taught in chiromancy or palm reading. I was reading books in hands, and I became more interested in this. And I discovered that planets are here, and also the genetics. So there is no way you cannot discover someone through their hands. And I have been doing this since that time. Specifically, this work have to do with a project I made about Clemente Orozco, who is a very famous muralist of Guadalajara. But I was most focused on his psyche, because I like to see what is not revealed in the physical matter. So I was doing the mystical portrait, the psychic portrait, and this is a constellation that I made. You cannot make a constellation only because you want to. Yeah. Of course, this is fiction, but I used a program where you can discover how was the sky looking like in a specific date from a specific point of the world. And this was called Stellarium. And this was of the day where it took place, the accident he had, because he was a pyromaniac, right. And he was doing fireworks, and there was an explosion. So this was the Independence Day in Mexico. So he had very bad injuries in his left hand, which has to do with all the intuitive, with the creative, with all that we have contained inside, but we don't show, but we keep all the life. And with the mother also. And he was very bad healed because there were no doctors, because nobody was working this day. So because of the bad healing, he lost his hand. He also was out of sound for a time. Oh, wow. And he actually wanted to be an architect, but because of this accident and because he lost his left hand, he thought that he could not be a good architect, and that's why he decided or chose to be an artist. I normally choose numbers that are divided by 3, 6, or 9 because my numerological practice also, and because it's linked to myself. Yeah. These are divine numbers. The 3 has to do with the earth, connecting with the superior. So it's important. It's like the mother, the father, and the child. Yeah. What you can do when you open your heart with the other, like the compass. In 2013, I was invited by Viviana Curi to an exhibition, and we have to propose an activity that had to do with the public. And because I was practicing the palm reading, I asked the I Ching, which is the book of the changes, the Chinese one, very old. And the book told me that I should open this practice to the people. But and since then, I have been doing this kind of sessions, not for people that are interested in art specifically, but for many people that has nothing to do. And I also do sessions for this. My practice now has to do more with numerology, but also looking at the hands. It's very easily. You can looking at anyone. It's so easy to read. Yeah. But when you ask the birthday, you can have a complete thing, and yes, it's like this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What I most do in my work is portraits, but the portrait has to do with the mirror of the other. So it has to do with what is there that is aligned or not. And I don't have discussions with this. I don't like to have discussions about the political situation or social things, because I always I think that there are other 359 points of view, so I'm not prepared for that.
Yeah.
I prefer to be like honest from one point. Yeah. I try to hide from my work, but I think because all my work has to do with my energy, because I do myself everything, I cannot be disconnected. So a particle of this energy is there, but my main goal is not to be shown in my work.
It's to be hidden.
It's to be hidden. Sometimes shows can be strong for people and others cannot. It's like people, you can connect or not. So I really don't know much people of Oklahoma, but I hope they can have the open heart, like the tree. So yes, they can do and be part, so they can, when they go out, at least have something changed. I think that this will not happen again like this.
Yeah.
So it's special to be part of this constellation also.
Yeah.
Yeah.